Google just taught an AI to beat Pokemon Crystal. NVIDIA just bought the traffic cop for almost every big supercomputer cluster. And Amazon's writing a $10 billion check to rent out its cloud to OpenAI. The game is not model versus model anymore. It is stacks versus stacks. Hey friend, it is Wednesday, December 17, 2025. The theme today is simple. Everyone wants to own the vertical AI stack, from silicon to scheduler to agents talking to your apps. Let me start with the loudest move. Sure, Amazon is reportedly in talks to put more than $10 billion into OpenAI. This is not a Vibes investment. The money is tied to AWS and Amazon's in-house inferential chips. So, what changes for you? If this closes, OpenAI is no longer just the model you call through an API. It becomes a feature of Amazon's cloud and hardware strategy, the same way Prime Video is a feature of the logistics network. If you are building on OpenAI today, you should assume three things. 1. Pricing pressure from Azure and Google gets way more intense. 2. Amazon will quietly optimize the stack for its own chips first. 3. Your cloud-neutral story just got weaker if most of your value sits on one company's models, running on that same company's silicon inside that company's cloud. Here's the funny part. While Amazon tries to own the bottom of the stack through OpenAI usage, NVIDIA is tightening its grip in the middle. Yes, NVIDIA just acquired SchedMD, the company behind Slurm. If you have ever run a serious cluster, you know Slurm. It schedules almost everything that matters in AI and high-performance computing. Using my usual lens here, let me split this out. The signal? NVIDIA does not only want to sell you GPUs, it wants to control how every serious workload gets queued, packed, and built. The noise, the open source drama about whether Slurm is still pure after this, that matters for GitHub comments. It matters less for your burn rate. The second order effect, cluster optimization becomes an NVIDIA product feature, not your secret internal advantage. If you are winning on custom scheduling, you just got notice that the default is leveling up. In practice, this means two things for builders. First, inference and training on NVIDIA stacks probably get easier to run at high utilization. Your infra team can focus more on agents and products, not job queues. Second, NVIDIA's moat moves from best chip, best software, and best cluster brain. If you are AMD or any upstart, you now have to compete with that bundle. On the application side of the stack, Google's Gemini 3 Pro quietly did something important. It beat Pokemon Crystal end to end. Vision in, controller actions out, long horizon planning. This is not about retro gaming bragging rights. It is a proof that these models can run as persistent agents on messy interfaces, remember goals over many steps, and improve through trial and error. Put that next to Microsoft's FARA model for computer use. Put it next to Google's A2 UI standard for how agents describe user interfaces. You get a clear picture. The window is becoming an API, but the caller is an agent, not a human. If you run a SaaS product, you should already be asking, what does my app look like when 80% of traffic comes from agents negotiating an action schema rather than humans clicking buttons? Today's quote of the day is, "This conversation disrupts conventional AI security methodologies, emphasizing that model guardrails are a false security net. By advocating for an open source, adversarial approach, we can truly grasp the complex vulnerabilities of AI ecosystems." That is from Pliny the Liberator and John V. on latent space. Dry translation. If your security plan is a prompt template and a terms of service, you do not have a security plan. Quick hits to close this out. OpenAI shipped GPT Image 1.5, faster, more consistent, and currently topping Image Arena. If your product has any visual UI, you now assume on brand, high-quality images are cheap and near instant. OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google agreed to work on shared standards for agents. That sounds boring. It is quietly huge. Common agent standards usually mean lower switching costs, more interoperability, and better tooling. If you're building infra, you want to align with that gravity. All right, let me leave you with this. As stacks consolidate from chips to schedulers to agents, where in that vertical do you still have a durable edge that NVIDIA, Amazon, or Google cannot absorb over the next 2 years? I am Ting Yan. This is Chain of Thought. Have a tip or a story I should cover? Send it my way. Cheers, and I will see you tomorrow.